The movie Glory was about a general named Robert Shaw as he leads the United States' first all-black regiment, the 54th. With junior officer Cabot Forbes, Shaw puts together a strong and proud unit, as the main characters of the regiment are the escaped slave named Tripp, who is played by Denzel Washington, and the gravedigger John Warrens, who was played by Morgan Freeman. Even though they went through a lot of obstacles and harsh tasks, they were able to fight in the brutal battle of the Civil War. The accuracies of the movie are that number one, the way that General Shaw dies. His final words were actually forward 54th. The final scene shows Shaw's body being thrown into a pit alongside with his fellow men, which is how they buried him because Confederate gravediggers and Confederate generals and men said that if he fought with those black people, he will be buried with those black people. This shows that as a general, they really didn't give him a proper burial, and that they didn't respect him because he was fighting with a bunch of black soldiers. But it proves how he was always there and for the African American soldiers as they were fighting for their country. Another accuracy was that the 54th Massachusetts Regiment was Frederick Douglass's idea, as he was the leading influence for all the black regiment, as it symbolizes getting the respect for African Americans and giving them a chance in the future for the Union to fight.
Write the movie that clearly portrays the heart and soul of the black regiment and overall themes of the events that happened. There are a lot of historical inaccuracies throughout the movie that you might never have noticed.
Psych! That's the wrong number!
Some of the minor inaccuracies are that the film shows the 54th started its training in November 1862, when they actually did not begin training until February 1863. Also, in the movie, we see white Union soldiers cheering towards the 54th before they charged Fort Wagner. However, I don't think this actually happened, because even though the Union stood for the end of slavery, most of the whites felt superior to blacks and doubted whether they were actually good people and soldiers. In addition to that, the Confederate Guard Charleston Harbor was characterized in the movie as taking place from south to north when it was actually from north to south. One of the big inaccuracies was that Robert Shaw is depicted in the movie as first choice to command the regiment, when sources show that actually the command was offered to him and he hesitated before deciding to accept it.
At the end of the movie, we thought that there should be some critiques being added to it, such as us as the viewers seeing more training that these men went throughout the process. Because when we watched it, it just seemed like they had only a few days of training for a bunch of soldiers that were playing around and acting up. And also, according to the Civil War biographics, they left out that Lewis Henry Douglas, the son of Frederick Douglass, was a part of the 54th Regiment. So, we think that he could have played an important role in the movie, and the person that should play him is none other than Forrest Whitaker. In conclusion, it is seen here that the inaccuracies outweigh the accuracies. However, they are very little compared to the spirit, fear, anger, pride, and acceptance that can be found in the movie. Because if the movie was completely historically accurate, what would the point of it be? It would just be another factual, boring movie that has no content and no meaning behind it.